friends, my name is Al or Lilstarnerd, and welcome to today's episode of another one. You already know what we're doing, I don't need to explain it. Yes, it is that time again. It is sketchbook tour time. I know everyone just wants me to jump into the sketchbook, so I'm gonna keep the intro as short as possible. I'm gonna speed run it, let's go. Strathmore Mixed Media Series 500 soft cover. I will have a link for it down below and in the pinned comment. And that link is going to be an affiliate link because I give them a lot of free advertising and I want some money for it. It is my favorite sketchbook of all time. I've used it a lot. I definitely recommend it. It's great for like almost all mediums. I genuinely recommend it. 2, I started the sketchbook June 19th of 2022. I completed it September 10th of 2022, so right around my 3 months, which was the goal. 3, if you want to know why I kept it for 3 months or context behind the decisions made in the sketchbook, my reasoning behind things, just in general get more context about this sketchbook and my process of keeping it, watch my previous video where I give a lot of that context. 4, sketchbook tour videos always bring a lot of new people to my channel, so I'm going to say right now, off the bat, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you do like this sketchbook tour, I do a lot of them and I do a lot of videos that if you like this, I think you'll like those, so please consider subscribing. And 5, if you do like sketchbook tours, I have a whole playlist of all of my sketchbook tours if you'd like to watch more. Okay, I think that's it. I think I covered everything. So I'll let you enjoy the tour. Go on ahead. Okay, so I have gotten really bad. I've said this every time I do a sketchbook tour recently. I've gotten really bad at remembering everyone, like where all the stickers come from because they get some sent to me. I buy a lot more than I used to. So I'm gonna try my best to remember, and every artist that I mentioned will be linked down below, so make sure you check them out. This is from Danny or Inky Valentine's, I believe. This is my sticker. Sarah. These are from the sticker app. Ella May, Kelsey, Ella May, Chris Hong, obviously, Harry Potter. I think this was from like Hot Topic. My mom got me this sticker. Minions, dinosaurs, these are like, you know, from my friend and from me. This is from No Issue, this is from Lousy, and this is from Shop Gay Garbage. So we've got the stickers covered. Let's get into the sketchbook. Okay, a few more stickers, I guess. Sticker app, this is from Emily, the James Museum, and this is Katie Mai's washi tape that Kelsey used to send me something, and I loved it, so I had to put it in. I need to get my own roll. Here is the first page of the sketchbook. It's a draw this in your style. I made a whole video about this, so I won't go super into detail, but I really like this page. There are a lot of things about it that I don't like, but there are a lot of things about it that I do like. I still like the background. I think the thing is that I don't think it has a lot of impact for me, but objectively I do think it's good. It's something that I think would have been a lot easier to do in digital, and therefore like I give myself a lot of leniency in judging it as a traditional piece because I think it's like this kind of lighting is always hard to do traditionally. So, you know, I'm gonna give myself some leeway here. But yeah, this was done with markers, color pencil, and some acrylic paint. And I did that. Okay, next. Okay, this whole page is a mess. This is like cardstock paper, so it was really hard to keep stuck down. Everything is popping off. It was really annoying. But I had the marker bleeding through the other side, and I did not want to deal with properly covering it up, so I thought I would just do some doodles and slap them in here. This is, like, these are all OCs, doodle, and this is actually a screen grab of Stephen Grant from Moon Knight. When I know exactly what scene it is. They're in the desert and he turns around, like when he and Layla are in the desert, trying to piece together the thing. And his profile is really nice, so I drew it. But yeah, just silly little doodles. And then here is a marker portrait. I believe I referenced this from Pinterest, but I did not try at all to stick to the reference, so I don't, you know, feel I don't feel it's a direct, exact copy, so I don't feel super bad about it. But yeah, this was really fun. I had a lot of fun with the colors and the lighting. I like it. Anatomically, it's a little wonky, but it was fun. It was fun to do. Here's a nice page. I got really into Our Flag Means Death because I got HBO Max this year, and so new shows were, I got to watch some new shows. Our Flag Means Death being one of them. People would recommend it to me all the time, and I'd be like, no, like stop, because it made me feel bad because I couldn't watch it. But I get why people wanted me to watch it so bad. It's amazing. My obsession with the show has calmed down a bit. Once the new season comes out, I'm sure it'll be exactly, you know, as annoying as it was then. But I was going to draw a lot of fan art, but I'm kind of past that point of wanting to do that, I guess. I mean, not that I don't want to do it, as in the desire is not burning within me right now, but I wanted to get used to their faces. I want to understand their faces better. So I decided to do some studies, and with gouache, I like the way these turned out. Steed is a very difficult man to draw. Not necessarily Reese is hard to draw, but Steed is hard to draw. He took a lot of, it was hard. Blackbeard is much easier because he's got that beard. Like, honestly, if you get the beard in, you can kind of recognize him. So he was a lot easier to do. I love this sketch in particular. I think it is so good. So I did not want to ruin it with paint. I didn't paint over it because I like the sketch too much. And then here's where I tried to draw Steed, but the head shapes were just, like, the head sizes were way off, so I kind of gave up. But it's a shame because the original sketch that I did of Steed, I really liked. So that sucked. But anyways, here's a fun spread. I have a lot of fun, like, I don't have spreads as impactful as I think I used to, but there's a lot of things that I'm like, that satisfies me, and this is one of them. These thumbnails I actually really like. I really want to do this, but I have this weird reoccurring dream. I like snakes, okay? I'm not afraid of snakes. There's a lot of snakes where I live, and I like snakes. They don't bother me at all. But I have these weird reoccurring dreams where I will be somehow high up. Like, and a lot of times it's like I'm moving to Florida, and I'll be like either on the monorail, like at Disney, like they have the people mover or whatever. I'll be up high, like on the elevated monorail, or I'll be like on a bridge or on a plane or like some sort of thing in the air. And I'll look down and I'll see like the trees and the marsh and the swamp. And through that, I will see this huge snake like weaving in and out of things, and I will feel so panicked. I'll be freaking out, but in the dream I'll be telling myself like, you're not afraid of snakes, calm down, there's no reason to be scared, you don't have to be worried about moving to a place with giant snakes that can eat you. And it's this weird dream I have, like I don't know why, but I'm only scared of snakes in my dreams, and I'm apparently very afraid of them in my dreams. And there's a lot of really cool imagery that comes with those dreams, and so I wanted to draw some of them. This is just a little flower doodle I think I got from Pinterest. I used ink, I did a wash of ink, and then wanted to try to like do like negative stuff on top of that. So I like cut out the shapes with marker and then added some colored pencil on top. I really like the stems. I think those colors are nice. And then a cardinal. Cardinals are my mom's favorite birds, and they were also the state bird of Virginia, which is where I used to live. And so when we moved to Florida, we were all like a little unsure about everything. And the house that we bought the house before we moved down. We had family members that went to check it out for us. And when we got there to look at it for the first time, a cardinal landed on the roof, and we didn't think that there were cardinals in Florida. So we were like, oh, it's a sign. But cardinals are special to me because they're special to my mom. And I love Florida birds. I've been drawing a lot of Florida birds. And I was like, you know what? Cardinals, I guess, are Florida birds. So I drew a cardinal. I think one of the things that I like about drawing birds so much, like in here, there's like neon orange, there's neon pink. One thing that I love about birds is there's so much room to add all those tiny little colors and details, because there's all those little feathers, and it's just so fun to like play with and experiment with color and texture, because there's literally so much room to pack that in such a tiny little thing. But anyways, I've also got a bunch of swatching here. This sketchbook is filled with a lot of swatching because I decided that in this sketchbook, I was gonna do whatever I wanted to do, and that included a lot of swatching. Oh, and then this strawberry is where, you know how everyone does like those hyper realistic strawberries? I was like, I wonder if I can do it. And so I did it without a reference. And I was like, you know what? That's not difficult. So I tried again later. Here's where I was doing some Blackbeard and Steeds stylized. So I, did the studies of them, trying to figure out what their faces looked like. And now I'm taking the next step to see if I can do it more in a more stylized way, in a more fan art-esque way. I like these. I specifically like this Steed. I love this profile. Yum. So this is where I went to the James Museum of Western and Wilderness Art. And there were a lot of Native American artists displayed there, like current Native American artists, and so much beautiful art. And this specific artist really spoke to me. His pieces I really liked. And I took a bunch of pictures of the art there, and I came home, and like within the next few days, I was like messing around in my sketchbook, just trying to use pages and like get, creativity out. And I had these like art crayons, and I had like maybe 10 of them. And I was looking at them, and I hadn't really used them for anything yet. I had like recently bought them like maybe 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't used them. And I was like, okay, what can I do with these? And as I was looking at the colors, I was like, oh my God, these colors are the exact same as that one art piece that I saw in that museum. And it was literally like the exact colors that I needed. So I did a copy of it by John Nieto. Coors is the one. And there's supposed to be like a little Coors can right here, but the crayons were very thick and chunky. I did not feel like trying to draw that in there. But this is pretty much what it looks like. Like the colors are, I just can't believe how spot on the colors were. But this was super fun. Check out John Nieto. Very good. Here's where my obsession with this pen comes in. So again, this sketchbook, I was really trying to be a lot more a little bit more impulsive, a little bit more like doodly and creative and original and whatever. And I was trying to think of something to do. I wanted to do some ink line art stuff. And so I pulled out one of my old favorite stuffed animals and I tried to draw her. And then I was like, okay, like this isn't looking great. So I picked a different pen. I was using microns. I picked a different pen and I did this and I really liked the way it looked. So I was like, okay, let's do a real Dalmatian. And then I ended up doing a bunch of dog heads and I loved, oh my God, I'm obsessed with these dog heads. I'm obsessed with this pen. Ugh. Then, so I kind of ran out of like other dogs to find because I wanted to do like specifically like their silhouettes, their profiles. I ran out of other dogs to find, so I pulled out pictures of my own dog, Emerson. This is not Emerson. All of these are Emerson, and this is Emerson. And I started drawing my dog. I like this one a lot. This one's okay. The rest are pretty wonky. That one's okay. But yeah, this pen, I think it's a Pentel. I don't remember. I believe it's a Pentel. And I just love it. I love this pen. Here is just some literal doodles, like pen doodles, ballpoint pen or fountain pen or whatever. I don't know pen types. People are always like, oh, my fountain pen. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It's a pen, you know. Cat, cowgirl, Morty, doodles. Here, I love this. Okay, I love this. I did this sketch in red pencil based on 2 different Pinterest photos. I, tweaked them a little bit. And I really, really loved the way they turned out. Like, I still like looking at these. Yes. I love these sketches. And so I did not want to ruin them with color, but obviously it needed color. So I scanned it and printed it out and I colored it on other paper and I taped it in on top. And I'm so glad I did because I'm not thrilled with the color choices here. I like this. I'm not loving the outfit. But, oh God, I love the way these look. I love his hair, I love his profile, I love her hair, I'm really happy with these. I want to do more stuff like this, but I get lazy, you know? Like I like something and I'm like, well, I'll never do it again, I guess. Here's a less great spread. This is where I got sent some subscription art boxes and I got sent 2. One I had to make an Instagram post and one I had to make a video. And originally this is what I was gonna make the video out of because I loved the supplies. But I, for the life of me, could not make anything good with the supplies. This is as good as it got. Like, and this is bad. This is not good. Like, I mean, it's fine, but it's like not good. It was such a struggle, but yeah, I, made it. So I guess I just taped it in, like, fine, whatever. But yeah, not great. Here is some acrylic paint pen with pen on, like, regular ballpoint pen on top because I like that effect. And then here are some tarantulas. More swatching. But I really like tarantulas. I want a pet tarantula and I was on a run one day and I was like, I wonder how much pet tarantulas cost. And I looked it up and I was like, okay, well, even if I could afford it, like I'm not allowed to have one in my parents' house because my mom doesn't like them. So I was like, well, I'll just draw some instead. And I do like the way these look. I think they turned out great. But like the spread itself, not the best. And here is a stick that I saw on the ground and I took a picture of it because I thought it was pretty and I was right. I like the drawing. Here's more of that same Pentel pen. I really like beards. Like there's something about the profile that a beard makes. Like this little out and then in, and like I love it. I really, really love it. And so I found a bunch of pictures of men with beards on Pinterest and I drew them in that pen and I really like them. It was in my trash sketchbook, but I really liked the way they turned out, so I cut it out and taped it in. Here we've got some portraits. These are from Pinterest. These were like super low effort, like super quick, like doodles. Like really not, like there's only probably 4 different marker colors here. I wasn't, going too hard. And then here is my cousin, a baby picture of my cousin that I thought was really cute. I liked his sweater. I love old 90s photo, like old 90s photos, but like old photos, like flash photography photos. And they always have that like shadow behind them. The lighting is always really nice. I love drawing those. That's like part of the reason that I like drawing my old family photos. It's just because of that effect that those old cameras have. Here are the drawings that I did for the other subscription box that I made the video out of. I love these. I'm making prints out of these. If you're interested, they'll be up. They should be up actually when this video comes out. I just love the way both of these look. I think this is the one that I did first, and then I did this one. And the sketchbooks that come with those subscription boxes, they're good, but like I'm not gonna use it for anything, you know what I mean? Like I'll just use it as scrap paper. So I cut it out and I taped it in here because that way I wouldn't like lose them. And I put colored paper behind it, and I love the way it looks. Beach. This is just my parking pass for the beach. In case anyone is like, why is that blurred? You just don't need to see it. This is all my beach doodles, this page. I love doodling at the beach, but I had a really hard time with it for a really long time because I had to bring too many supplies and it got really complicated. And you know, the beach has sand. The sand is messy. So when I found those pens, the Pentel pens that I got obsessed with, I was like, wow, these are perfect for the beach. And I was right. They were perfect for the beach and they make doodling at the beach so much easier. So I sat in the middle of the island. This was a view in one direction. This was a view in the other direction. And then I drew some people on the beach. And this was so much fun. I had a really good time doing this. I want to go back and do it like every week. I haven't done it as much as I want to because I got like sick and whatever, but absolutely so fun. When I got home, I took this thumbnail that I made and I drew from my imagination what I remembered it looking like. And I love the way this turned out. I'm really, really proud of and happy with this. This is just an OC that I did a little stylized doodle of, and then I tried to do a photorealistic strawberry, based on an actual reference photo. And that was fun. They're really easy to do. Like, they seem like they're gonna be hard. They're so stupid easy to do. Okay, I love this spread. I have used this spread in so many thumbnails and like Instagram posts. I love this spread, but no one else is giving it the appreciation it deserves. All those like videos that I've used it for, they always like flop. And I'm a little mad about it, okay? Because I love this spread. I don't know why I find it so impactful because it's really not cohesive at all. I think maybe it's because for once I like went all the way to the edges of the paper, but I love it. Another thing that I've really been making an effort to do is not rely on Pinterest for photos. Not that I can't use reference photos. I don't think there's anything wrong with using reference photos, but I've been trying to be a lot more mindful of where I source them from. So I try to use a lot of my own photos, especially like now, my current sketchbook. So this is a photo. I went back to the beach. This is a separate trip. Between here and here, I went back to the beach and I painted this scene in gouache and I had so much fun with this. This was in a vlog. I loved it so much. And then these are photos from my backyard, flowers in my backyard, and this is from a trip that a botanical garden I went to, and I drew it with, I think this is watercolor and then colored pencil. And I just really like the way it looks. I love the colors. I don't know. It makes me really happy. Like, this is my favorite spread from the sketchbook for sure. This was another video. This was a sketchbook spread video using those pens that I was talking about. And I really like the way this looks. I especially love these two. Honestly, would you guys want a sticker of him? I really like him. Stickers, yes, no. Tell me your thoughts. Is it just me that likes him? But yeah, I won't talk too much about this because I made a whole video about it. But it's here. Here is a swatch page. This is another thing that I was trying to, like, with making a lot of sketchbook tours, like YouTube videos, it definitely adds a lot of pressure to make every page look really good. And so one thing that I was trying to do with this sketchbook was ignore that pressure. And if I wanted to waste a whole page swatching, or I just wanted to tape something in and leave the page, I was gonna let myself do that. And this is one of those spreads. I went to the beach and I did a few more doodles, but I just wasn't, I think I like got in the water. It was like way too hot that day, so I was in the water most of the time. So I did not finish that page. Here is Art with M packaging that was too cute to throw away. And then this is all the Winsor & Newton gouache that got sent to me from Winsor & Newton, and I was doing a bunch of different swatching with it. They also sent me 3 markers, and so I did a piece with those markers. And then the bleed through, I ended up doodling on the other side, and I actually like this way better than that one. Let's look at the comparison. Like, I love the ink on top. Or the pen, I guess. And then this is just like, you know, an ink doodle that I was trying to match the vibe, but the anatomy was really not looking great, so I kind of abandoned it. And then here's a doodle that I did based off a Pinterest photo. And then some Kingsman doodles. I got really into Kingsman this past few months. Not this year. This is literally from 3 months ago. Well, this is from 2 months ago. And this is a note from Sarah. Here is the start of the 100 feet challenge. I have a whole video on this if you want to hear more about it, so I won't talk too much. I think I'll just point out maybe my favorites and least favorites on every page. Definitely a fave. I really like these. I also kind of like that. I don't like those. I don't like any of the really heavily rendered stuff. This is better, but like this where I like smudged it, I don't like. I like these. I like that. There's something about the pencil lines going in different directions. Really like. Also, every time I posted these, do you know how many comments I got of being like, oh, so-and-so, Tarantino would love this, or like, oh, you're putting them out there for free? Girl, for free? Let those dogs out. Like, besties, let's let it go, okay? It's funny, but it's over. I'm just kidding. You can make a few jokes, I don't care. I like these. I like these. I like these a lot. I like those actually. Those are bad. These are bad. That's bad. That's just weird. Those are actually, I kind of like those. I don't think I like any of the shoes on this one. This pen was not the way to go, honestly. This spread is probably my favorite, only because it's like the most cohesive looking one. I like these. I like the way these are cut off, so I like those. I like this. I like this. I like that. No, those are bad. Again, another kind of flop spread, but I don't think I like any of these. I think I like these, but I do like these. I kind of like that. I like these spreads a lot more with just like the graphite lines. I think these are way better. I like these. These shoes are so different. Like look how much bigger. Like that's so funny. But you know what? They individually look okay, so it's fine. Bad. The rest are fine, I guess. I think I like, well, maybe not these. No, I like all of these. This is a weird shape, but I still like it. I like these shoes. The clunky, like sneakers, chunky sneakers, those are really, like, they look cool to draw. I don't think I feel any particular way about any of these. These are just what they are, I guess. And then the last spread, I don't particularly feel anything about these either. I think like this, well, in the video I said that like, you know, I was overcompensating a lot in the first few spreads, and so even though these are objectively worse looking, I like them a lot more, and that's definitely very true. Like, I look at these, and I'm like, wow, like, why was I trying so hard? Like, there's so much complicated stuff going on. I was very confused, and here I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and I could do them really fast, so. Ooh, some gouache paintings. So, I think these were some of the last few things that I did in the book, because I, like, came back to, like, these were pages that couldn't bleed through, so I had to go back to fill them. This is a bird that went into my garage. I was working in my car one day, and the garage door was open, and I turned around, and there's just this bird, a very large bird, begging for food. He was drooling a lot, but he let us get, like, literally within a foot of him, and he's around the neighborhood all the time. Like, he and his friend, there's two of them. This is the same bird, but there are two of them, and they go, like, door to door, basically. They're regulars. And then this is some Florida fish. This is a hammerhead shark. He is not a Florida fish, but the rest are. I've been wanting to draw fish for a really, really long time, but the thing is fish are really cute and pretty in theory, and then you see pictures of them and they're like just gray and dull and ugly. But so I was trying to find some interesting Florida fish. I've never seen these. Apparently they're here. I'm assuming they're like down by the reef. Like they're not like up by the shore. But these were actually really cute in real life too, so I drew these. This is the dog snapper, schoolmaster, coney, goatfish, tobacco fish, and the spotted eagle ray. I mean, these I'm assuming I've seen. I don't know if they're exactly the eagle ones, but you know. But these are done with gouache. I did these pretty fast. Like I wasn't worried about getting super hyper realistic and getting every scale in, and I had a lot of fun with it. Just kind of getting the general idea in, going a little bit more stylized. It was really fun. Siamese Cats. I watched an old YouTuber that I used to watch way back in the day, like 2015, 14, 15, 16. No, probably more like 13, 14, 15. And she hasn't uploaded in a really long time. I went back to watch the old videos that I used to watch, like a comfort thing, and she had a Siamese cat. And I was like, that is such a cute cat. I'm gonna draw a bunch of Siamese cats. And so I did. I really like this one. I actually made a sticker out of this one. I think he's so cute. I also really like this one. Look at its eyes. But, so if you want a sticker, it says like Silly Goose on top. Those are available. Here, this is an idea that I had for a long time. Like I really was just itching to do it. You know when you have something and it's like you just gotta do it. Like you've gotta get it on paper. It's like you gotta do it. This was this. I kept thinking like, oh, how fun and satisfying would it be to do like a checkerboard, but of just all of the colors that I have or like my favorite colors. And I did, and oh my God, I was right. It was so fun. I honestly love the way it looks. I think this would be a really cool print, like not with the bleed through, but I think this could be a really cool print to do, like do it again. Like the colors are just so, like this is so fun and it looks so cool. And it was really therapeutic to just sit there and draw squares and pick like, oh, here's a pretty color. Where's this one gonna go? And I really like it. Here is planning for the final spread. I started with like this vague idea of 2 swamp fairies. Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that went into this spread beyond just like this idea, but this is where I started with the real planning. But it wasn't really working for the composition. I took a photo of myself in this weird pose and I drew it and I was obsessed with it, so I was really working around this pose. I drew her. I really like her. I think she's so pretty, and so I had these 2 doodles and I was like, okay, we've got to make this work. So I worked around that. Here's another spread that turned into a video, so again, I won't go into too much detail, but I took my blue ballpoint pen that I love so much, and then in a stream a few months ago, I found out that it doesn't smudge with water, and so I put my Winsor Newton blue ink on top, and I love the way it looks. But yeah, these are all my own photos, and I had a lot of fun doing it. This is literally the last thing that I did in the sketchbook, and it was just like, okay, get something on the paper so I can be done. And I pulled out my favorite pen that I had been. The thing is I feel like this sketchbook I only used that pen, but the truth is I really didn't, because I was stopping myself from using it because I knew that if I gave myself the chance, it would be the only thing that I used in the rest of the sketchbook. So I had reached the end of the sketchbook. I had this last page to do, and I was like, you know what? I didn't use that pen nearly as much as I wanted to. So I pulled out the pen and I just doodled. Here are 3 portraits from Pinterest. Here's a random octopus. Here's a flower vase, and here is a girl sitting on a chair. None of them are good. I was in a funk this day. Nothing was coming out the way I wanted, but you know what? It was still fun. Here is a portrait based off a photo from Pexels, and I just was having fun with like the lighting and the colors. I think it turned out really pretty. It doesn't really look like the photo at all, but that wasn't really my point. I just wanted to do, I realized that there really weren't that many portraits in this sketchbook, and that made me sad. I wanted some more. So I just wanted to do a portrait with markers, and I did, and I had fun. Here is 2 pages that I couldn't do anything that would bleed through, and so for filming purposes, I needed to finish this sketchbook pretty quickly, and I didn't really have the energy to do a bunch of pieces. And so I was like, okay, well, like one thing that I'll do is I'll print stuff that I have done that isn't in my sketchbook, whether it's prints or like commissions or whatever, and I'll tape it in. And so that's what I did. Here are the comps that I did for the final piece, and I really liked the way they looked, so I got them printed. By the way, if you're wondering, I just did it at CVS, like, or Walgreens or whatever, for like super cheap, just for my own, just taping it in. It didn't need to be good quality. I just really quickly got it printed there. And this is a commission that I did based off of my other tiger pieces, and I really liked the way it looked. So I wanted to keep a copy for myself, so I scanned it, printed it out, taped it in. And then the final spread, which is obviously the previous video. Hopefully you've seen that so you have some context, because I'm not gonna explain the whole thing. A lot of stuff went into this spread. And I still have very complicated feelings about it, but I think it'll be a great thing to look back on. I think it'll be really fun for like next sketchbook, or whatever, like looking back and being like, wow, here's what I was capable of doing at the time. So I'm really happy that I did go with this. But yeah, this is done with gouache. It's an original piece, I guess. I don't know, there's not much to say. Go watch the video, I guess. I feel like I've said everything about this piece in that video, so my head feels empty about this. I don't know what to say, but yeah, there we go. Completed on the 10th, obviously, is well past that date, but this was just under 3 months. And then here is, I like to keep in every sketchbook like a little pocket or an envelope in the back where I just keep stuff, notes that are sent to me, business cards from companies, letters, things like that are kind of related, but I don't want to tape them in case I want to hang them up one day or something like that, keepsakes, stuff like that. And there we go. That is the whole sketchbook. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, subscribe if you like sketchbook tours, because I do these every few months. And a lot of the art that's in here, you can watch me make. I make videos out of the art that's in here a lot of the time. So if you like it, subscribe, watch the art. Like I said earlier, check out all the artists that are linked down below. I love them, and you will too. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. Go water your plants, take a bath, go do some art.